Hey everybody, what the fuck did I miss over the last couple of days? Like, holy shit. The last time I was gone, I went to Korea to see my brother, and I think that's when those ultimate journeys dropped, because I remember doing them in the customs line on the way home, and getting yelled at by customs agents that I was not allowed to be on my phone. And here I go away for 4 days, and we've got GL Ahsoka on the lineup. We have a new marquee coming out. We have the raid most likely dropping in the next couple of days. Meathead even messaged me on Discord a few days ago, and then summarily ignored me after I answered his question. Looking at the chat, I love you guys. I was lazy. I got home. We drove. We were supposed to drive 4 hours. It took us about 7 because of the rain. I will very happily stop my thought to say, "Fuck you, Bones!" Like, just fuck you, Bones. It took us like 7 hours. Just fuck you, Bones. You don't even need like a sound clip, right? Like, Bones asked me for a stupid fucking sound clip because he got me. It took us like 7 hours because of rain, and it was insane. So I was lazy with the card. I really do like dinner and a GAC show or something like that. But I used my old GAC venture from a couple of weeks ago and said, you know what, let's just get online and see what happens. What I am going to say is we got a couple reviews that I want to do. I haven't looked at them yet. There is one that I have something special planned for. And I'm a little upset that Moonborn isn't here because he has to go to bed. It's like midnight for him. We're going to try to do those towards the beginning of the stream. But I have been having issues with the stream and the new .gg and trying to run it at the same time as everything else on my Mac. It's not an old Mac, but it's 4 or 5 years old, and my PC is just barely... It's trying its best. So I'm hoping we don't lose out. I'm hoping we don't cut out. We're gonna see what happens and hope for the best and pray that nothing goes wrong. I do want to get a couple of these just stupid events out of the way while we're kind of waiting on people, and I appreciate everybody joining me for this when all of the actually useful streamers are online doing their GACs, right? And they have like actual information they can maybe give you, and maybe you can learn something from them. I can't do that for you. I'm not about that. That's not the Egnards life. We play to have fun and figure out what we can do and see what works. If anybody knows, I know we've been giving him shit over the last couple of days, and I know Bones is here to say it. If anybody knows Ginger Jesus, have him reach out to me. Reach out to him. I want to chat with him. I want to get him on a Tales episode after the Logan fiasco. Wampa man, I know we're always chatting. I don't necessarily agree with you going for GL Ahsoka, but we don't know anything, right? So we have no idea what's going on with that. We don't know what it's going to be useful for. She's not attached to the raid, obviously. She's not going to be she's not going to be useless, but I really do think Jabba's the way to go, and can only do so much to convince you guys otherwise. Oh man. So we're up in Maine, and I don't like sours, but we got this at Mast Brewing, who I'm not sponsored by either. It's a raspberry mango sour, and I am a huge fan. Huge fan. Very happy with it. Yeah, Bones, I know you tried to reach out to him with Discord, and you said he might have deleted your message. I tried too, and I think he deleted my message as well. So I don't know. He doesn't seem to have Discord. Benji, I never get to see you, man. I know our times are always off, so cheers, brother. It is always This is not alcohol. It's some grapefruit juice or something. I don't know. I tried, Bones. I tried. I'm going to keep trying. R6 Tebow or R5 Cup? Probably R5 Cup. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. You send me a new computer, a new PC, and I will run a... just mob. I'll take Mob Enforcer to R9 and run it in GAC. How about that? Let's see what's going on here. We got TW coming up. I actually don't even do the Profundity event, to be completely honest. You know what, Bones? You know what's funny is I actually said to myself after sending the message, I was like, I think maybe my message came off like spam, and you probably looked at it and thought I was some spammer. We're gonna just do this battle on auto. If you blow me, I'll take Bodhi Rook. I want all of Bad Batch up there, man. Fire Marshal, thank you for holding down the fort while I was on vacation and getting your shit in, and appreciate it. You guys make my life easier. I like when people who are part of my community are high enough level to join my guild, because then I can get them in and they know what I'm about ahead of time. YouTube copyrighted it instantly. Of course they did. Dude, that's what Discord is for, is posting all the insane shit, right? Okay, alright, good. I always hate when I lose these battles on auto, but it's not often. It's very, very rare that I lose them on auto, and so I can't complain. C-Squared, I got something special for you. Once we do this battle, we're gonna try to do our reviews, right? So like I said, I've been having some issues where the stream is cut out and then I kind of jump back in, but it's a new stream. I'm hoping it doesn't happen tonight with the new .gg. I took out some of my tabs to hopefully lower my system resources a little bit. So we'll see and hope for the best. Oh, this is beer. What are these? These are I don't think these are super high. Oh, they're only 5%. Size, we are 572 right now. Yeah, the grapefruit juice. I don't know. Anyone? I mean, I don't really mod it. Anytime people mod things, anytime somebody tags me and is like, hey, this doesn't belong here, I shrug and go, okay, I don't care. Honestly, my mods could delete half of my posts because they're always off topic. And I don't think I'd be mad. Show your pet stab. Oh my god. I love our community. It's very fun. It kept me sane every morning because I wake up a lot earlier than my wife, so it kept me sane for like 3 hours every morning to be able to do that. Alright. We're just going to run an auto battle so I can make sure that to make sure that I get my dailies done. Okay, so we are going to try to see if we can still use, I cut out some of the tabs. We're going to see if I can still do these reviews. Bones, I love it. I love it. I do. I really do want to talk to him. I really do. We're doing 38, 39 stars. It depends on Zepho. We didn't unlock it this time. I didn't really get down on people because I was on vacation, and my friend Quentin, he helps me with TB, so he was on his own. We normally do 38, 39. I know some people do about 40 to 41 at our level with a different strategy. I don't think it makes sense to pivot to that strategy right now just because it would require an insane amount of new R9s for the guild that are useless, and I don't want to do that to my guild. Fire Marshal, I don't know, man. I have my Gungans at R9. I don't think my Quad May team is going to be there right away because they messed with the event for the AB, which really pissed me off. I was really, really annoyed about that, and I reached out to Meathead about it, and I said, I talked to him in a very nice, like, hey, by the way, whatever, and I do appreciate the way he takes feedback. He's very nice about it. But I would like that team to be my second team pretty early on. If you want to see the teams that I currently have set up before we pop down, this is what I've set up ahead of time. That'll obviously change based on what we learn. But right now, we're in my rates tab. We've got our Fungans. Okay, we've got the BetterHelp.com group. 2 cucks and a droid, which I'm very proud of that name. We got our Darth Hemorrhoidian team, and Roger Goose. All right, we'll see how these teams work out. They're not all where they need to be. I'm not like flush on relic materials right now because I've done a lot of R9s for my R8s to R9s for my guild recently. So I'm not flush. I just bought some circuit boards this morning. I would like to build this up a little bit more, but I think I'll be okay for Tuesday if that is the day. All right, so let's pop this down for just a second. Let's see what Discord is saying. We have our roster reviews. Oh, look at that, the speeder right discussion. We'll look at that later. Review requests. I believe the first one is Jace, Nomad Jace. There we go. So that means C Squared, you're up next, and I got something super special for you. Super special. Super excited about it. 18-0. Now, here's the thing also. I don't know what Jace's, where they are in the game. I'm just going to look at their GG real quick before I say anything. 10 million. Everything that I give review-wise, we have to keep in mind that we don't really know much about the Ahsoka Tano journey. We don't know what the other 2 Marquis are going to be. Sometimes the Marquis are their team. Sometimes the Marquis are not their team. It's not going to be a useless character, right? Jabba had the raid. Leia had the raid. Something is going to be there for her that we're just not aware of yet. So we're going to, we have to keep it in mind, but we don't want to go too crazy. And I do have a feeling that if I did this review 3 or 4 days ago, it might be different. Because people who are at this level may end up saying, hey, Ahsoka Tano is kind of the way to go. But let's see what we got. I get 1 daily, occasionally miss. That's its own thing. Can't push up during my payout hour. We have a fleet Discord, but not many of our fleet have joined. Those that have coordinated to ensure that we get payouts. 0 Leviathans, 2 to 3 profundities. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the wrong account on .gg, so I don't even know what they're at. Oh, they're Kyber 2, 7 million. Okay. Those that have coordinated to ensure we all get payouts. Assault battles. Rebel Roundup CT3, Force Moon CT3, Places of Power CT2 at 3 stars. I barely bother doing CT3 because of the First Order, so they know how to do it. They just don't want to waste their time. It seems like Fanatical Devotion is the only one we're really struggling with right now. Mods are work in progress. Jabba will help. So you don't have Jabba yet. Rapid growth from Lightspeed bundles is called mod growth to not keep up. I enjoy TW with my guild, so I am happy to get TW teams, characters, Amis. I do still invest in GAC Amis as well. Daily income comes from all dailies, all energy drops. GAC, Kyber 3, occasionally peeking into Kyber 2, which is where they are right now. And then filling out key characters. And I'm hopefully. I'm not planning to move guilds. We have a great community. I love that this is somebody who watches and anticipates all my questions. We have great communication, we're building and growing, and I'm enjoying building and growing the guild with them. I'm okay taking the efficiency hit here right now. What are you currently working on? Just finished my Java. Awesome. We'll finish his ult in the next couple of days. Deciding on my next goals now. I tend to chase the new drops, and I do spend. I think my current priority should be shoring up Naboo raid teams and doing a couple guild farms, prioritizing Cairo missions over Riva, and then filling out the key characters' teams my roster is missing while waiting on the road ahead. I will purchase new Lightspeed bundles, fill out remaining raid teams, get Jedi Cal and Seer up for ROTE mission, both at G12, get Mandalorians up for the ROT mission, have Sabine Original Bo-Kat at Relics already, but not 7. So for that mission, Bo-Katan Mandalore, Grogu, and Old Mando, Beskar Mando, are perfect for that mission to get into Mandalore against the Krayt Dragon. You don't really need much more than that. And then once you're on Mandalore, that Mandalore mission at R9, it's not worth it. Just your guild should be brute forcing Mandalorian. Are you dead set on continuing? Not necessarily, though. Chasing the new stuff and purchasing older stuff has been working pretty well for me with Lightspeed bundle releases. I try to predict what will be coming in Lightspeed bundles and avoid wasting materials on those things as much as possible. But I will certainly level things up if I'm feeling a big hole or a need. How highly do you value efficiency? I tend to play pretty efficiently, though some say chasing the new stuff is not efficient. I see it as efficient if you are spending on the game because of the Lightspeed bundle catch-up mechanic. Favorite characters, I've gotten those already, and since I chase new stuff, I'll be chasing the new ones as they come out. My main hopes for this roster review: determine if I'm missing anything major in my overall plan, or should I consider some changes. Zetas and Amis are obviously concerned with the way I'm building this account quickly through Lightspeed bundles. Thoughts on where to focus Zetas or key missing Zetas, Amis, overall opinions and recommendations. So to kind of answer one of your questions before we really start kind of looking at this, I think for most accounts, once you've hit Java and once you have most of your assault battles shored up, you can choose to do other things, right? We could say go for this GL, go for that GL. We could say go for this team, you're missing that team. But you have the most of your ROI kind of shored up, which means that going for the newest thing might not always be my necessarily biggest recommendation or my quickest recommendation, but at the very, very, very least, it's not going to hurt you to do that, right? And that's kind of important. So if your playstyle is go for the new thing, that's not problematic with where you are in the game. I would really like to see, where is it? Your Fanatical Devotion getting up to at least CT1, because you're leaving a lot of Chirotech on the board by not doing that. And you're gonna want those Inquisitors eventually, especially as your guild becomes more and more Reaver ready. As far as what your guild wants, when we talk about it, whether it's worth it or not for your guild, that's really something you should have a discussion with them about. I will tell you, there are some people in our guild who have been there for a very, very long time that we're kind of like talking like, hey, maybe they're not right fits for us anymore, just because when we look at like 3, 4, 5 years of being with us, they've never participated in the guild needs. And I'm not necessarily saying that's you. I'm just saying that it is something to consider. Also, seeing what your officers want or need and deciding if that's worth it for you. Again, you really don't need a lot to get CT1 on Fanatical Devotion. It's really great to have CT3, but it's not the end of the world to not have that. So with that said, let's take a look. We have Nomad Jace, Kyber 2, which is awesome, kind of at the low end of it, with an Executor nonetheless, 7.7 million. Let's see what we got going on here. We have 5 GL, so we're missing JMK, we're missing C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're missing JMK, we're missing C, and why can't I think of the last one off the top of my head? JML, Ray, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guys, help me out here. We have SLKR, we have Ray. We have JML. We're missing C. Oh, Lord Vader. Wow, I'm a fucking dumbass. So non-GI C-squared, you can actually do CT1 with no relics, believe it or not. I know Baroness did it with like one relic, I think just relic Second Sister a few days ago, and linked it. When I did it, I also did it. I think I only had one relic. It might have been Ninth Sister. But having done it, because it was one of those times where we had two of them in a row. I love the lag on this. Where it was one of those two in a row, and I was kind of gearing up for GI. I am almost positive you can do it with no relics at all. Probably G10, G11 with pretty decent mods throwing those on there. What I did, even though Second Sister is useless after you get this, I have a stroke all the time, man. Second Sister does really good with the event buff stacking for CT1 before you have GI and before you have Reba. Giving it all to her, she has a really nice delete button at like G11, G12 that'll really help you out. It is obviously a Kyrotech heavy team even before G12. But it's just something to keep in mind, having not looked at your Inquisitors yet. I would say, well, C-squared, what you basically do is you use the event specials. You really abuse the event special to stack offense on one character. Okay, so yes, the first like 2 or 3 rounds are really slow, but once you've gotten a few of them on Second Sister, you get a pretty good feel of how much damage she can deal, and it starts to go much, 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 much faster. Yeah, Bones, how about, I tell you what, you sub to me, and I will say ignore Egnards. Oh, I'm too broke to sub to you. Just kidding. I love you, Bones. You and I, we're good friends. We're gonna do a lot of fun stuff this summer. We got Jar Jar. We have Bo-Katan Mandalore. I want to take a look at these Inquisitors. Yeah, I really would love to see these just a little bit higher. But let's check out these raid teams we got. So we got a Jar Jar raid team. We already know that. And I already saw that we have a Quad May. We have the 2 for Quad May. I didn't see if we had Quad May herself, but I'm going to imagine that we probably do. Yup, there she is right there. So we have 2 really solid raid teams right there. I buy you a mile. You've been buying the Lightspeed bundle, so I can only imagine that we've got a pretty decent Separatist team right here. You've bought the Lightspeed bundle there. So what I'm going to say for you, based on your guild, you're probably going to do better than the majority of people in your guild. And I wouldn't say deprioritize the raid, but I would say wait a little bit more before you heavily invest in the raid. Just because you're going to find that you're going to be doing the damage, and you're going to be meeting up with your guild's demand a little bit more than a lot of your guild mates are going to be doing that, because you're looking at the newest things. Which is nice. Check out these ships. I would really love to see another GL ship. Now, the tricky thing here is that since you're constantly going for the new thing, you may be in a position where you find that you can go for whatever the next new ship is. But we don't know. We don't know when that's going to be. It's probably going to be in the next couple of months. We have no idea. We know no idea how hard that's going to be. So it's really hard for us to kind of it's really hard for us to kind of talk about that too much, and we can only really talk about ships in relation to what's already in the game. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. I always do that. Gear tracker. Profundity's not too far off. Leviathan's a little further. Did we bother getting that stuff though? Wait, do we have Bane? We do have Bane. Okay. We do have Malgus. Crazy that you don't have Malgus leveled up yet, because he's such a wrecking crew for GAC. Do not have Fury yet, and I don't know how far away you are from Fury, but I really do think you should be kind of working towards that to some degree. Let's just look here. I'm thinking. Alright, so I do have the following large farm options this side between when, if the time comes. Profundity is shard farmed. Inquisitors is shard farmed. Gas, Lightspeed bundles purchased. Nearly there. Malik, shards are all farmed. Characters not leveled up. Maldalorians, and Ufu team. What I would say for now is, other than what you need to do to help your guild unlock Mandalore, ignore the Maldalorian team. It's not important for you right in this second. And I know Bones is going to kill me. He's going to say, oh, the Ufu team is great. It's really, really Omicron dependent. I would personally ignore the Ufu team as well, especially knowing damn well that you are going to be going towards Ahsoka Tano and trying to push that team, and not really knowing what her team is going to look like. You have all of the shards for Profundity already kind of there. I think I would definitely try to get yourself a second GL ship, even if Executor's working for you right now. What that basically means is that once... shut up, Bones, I don't care. What that basically means is that once you have it at 5 stars, I don't like to leave ships at 4 stars. Once you have it at 5 stars, you can just slow farm level it as long as possible until you absolutely need it, so you don't have to burn crystals. Because eventually I have a feeling you are going to need it a little bit more. It'll just save you time to get it a little bit faster. I really would like to see you get Profundity and Inquisitors. That Inquisitor's farm is really helpful for your guild. Reva is really helpful for your guild. She is a fucking game changer. It makes Conquest so much easier. It's going to give you another CT3 on the assault battles. It's going to make your guild happy. They are great in TB as it is. They are great in GAC. Inquisitors are actually really nice in GAC because they hit so many tags, right? So they, obviously they're dark side, so you're always, some kind of dark side thing is going to happen. But they are Empire, okay, and they're unaligned Force users, and we get those tags happening very often when it comes to GAC. So there's just a lot of times where there is an Omicron that's going to work for a Reva-led team. They're also really powerful once you have Reva in TW as well, and that's just something that you're kind of working for. What I would say is focus on your Profundity and your Inquisitors right now, and not necessarily what I would go for, but you're going to go for Tano, right? I know that. I recognize that about you already. I recognize you already said that you're going to buy every pack and you're going to get there. You're always chasing the new thing. So yeah, you're going to do that fine, but I would 100% be doing Profundity, and I would 100% be doing your Inquisitors. It'll really help your guild out. It's going to really help you out, and it's going to change the game for you, and it's going to complete your ROI. You're going to notice your mods are going to be getting a lot better pretty quickly now that you have Jabba and you're getting that Smuggler's Run too. Even though Fortuna Favors the Bold is allergic to Jabba the Hutt, you're not in Fortuna Favors the Bold. You're all the way, I don't even know where you are. You're in a better guild, and you're gonna notice a huge difference because that event comes around so often. I would like to see you also getting Leviathan. You don't have Fury class yet. I don't know how close you are to Fury class yet, so I don't know how feasible that is for you yet, but you do have Malgus, and you do have the majority of what you need from Malik. What you are going to find pretty soon is you are not going to need your core gear as much as you needed it before, because it kind of builds up so quickly. You might struggle with that with your guild with the raid, but your personal raid box is going to help that. and those lower tiers seem to be icing down a little bit, so that should kind of help you out a little bit. But I definitely, yes, C squared I did. I definitely would like to see you going for Profundity, and I definitely like to see you going for Inquisitors while you're doing Ahsoka Tano. As far as your Omicrons based off of what you currently have, let's just kind of take a look at what you don't have. Now, where is that? What to Omicron? Zam was really good for a while. Is not super great now. Honestly, I really would recommend the Qui-Gon Omicron. It's very useful, and anytime there's a Datacron for that one, it makes it a lot scarier to beat. So it's something that I would highly consider. I don't see anything too egregious here, except, where is our Ben? Let's see where Ben is at. Because Ben is game-changing to a Rey squad. Have Force Diets. You have the most important one for that, so that's important. I personally think Ben is one of the few 3 Omicron characters. Some people might disagree with me, but he just really is a game-changing character to the Rey squad. Yeah, I would definitely be doing the Qui-Gon Omicron. Hands down. Now, I noticed today something kind of neat here. You can actually filter this by relic unit, so we can kind of see based on who you have relicked what you're missing. I mean, I would put this on General Grievous, no questions asked. His leader, I mean, I would do it. It's not going to help you in the raid because he's not going to be in the raid, but I would absolutely. Grievous is a really good GAC team. You're in K2. I don't use my Grievous as much as I used to. But you have a lot less options than me. So I would do that, and I mean, I would really get this Star Killer. I think what you're in is just such a crunch where a lot of Zetas that I'm like, oh man, these are must-haves. Well, for me, they're must-haves, and I don't see them there because you bought so many Lightspeed bundles. I think, and I never recommend this to people, but I would really be trying to get those 1600 crystal packs, the daily deals, the ones that have like 7 to 8 Zetas in them. The most I've seen is 7. I've seen people say they've seen ones with 8 in there, but you gotta start slowing down what you're doing and shoring up the things that you already have, because there are so many Zetas here that I personally would be having, between Jedi Knight Luke, between Revan. This one's not necessarily super important, but I like it. It's maybe a little bit on the lower end. I like it. Between Grievous, between Star Killer, you're probably not using Mon Mothma as much. Between Ben not having some of them, Mara Jade, I would use this as your guide here, using my relic units, and I would be trying to get those 1600 daily deals that have Zetas in them. And you can kind of tweak the system by favoriting just characters that are missing Zetas, and after like 3 or 4 days, you'll start to notice that they are offering you Zetas a little bit more than they used to. So I would consider that, but right now I would say Profundity, Inquisitors, Ahsoka Tano, just because I'm not going to be able to stop you from that. And Leviathan might not be a bad idea as you start getting shards for Fury, just because you're not, because it's a ship farm, it's not going to be as Chirotech intensive for you to add something new to your roster. Okay, so that's where I am with that. And I did want to get my GAC done tonight, and I do want to have some roster reviews for Sunday, or maybe I was thinking of doing something 4th of July in the morning. Stars and Strike, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll talk to Captain and maybe we'll do something together. But so I do want to do one more review before I see what this GAC even fucking looks like. And C Squared is here. He is part of one of my favorite guilds. Fortuna Favors the Bold, which they're in... God, I don't even know how to explain them for those of you that don't know Fortuna Favors the Bold. They're like a kidney stone, and every time I try to pass this kidney stone, a new kidney stone appears, and then when I do finally pass that next kidney stone, like 3 more kidney stones appear, and they find it hilarious to troll me 3 times a day by tagging me whenever they farm anything that isn't Java. So what I wanted to do first for C Squared, who is the leader of Fortuna Favors the Bold, is I wanted to highlight his roast that Kazgul, who's on our Discord, and he's a big part of our Discord, and he's a big part of Reddit, and he does roasts for people, and he doesn't do them very fast because he has a life unlike me, and he has kids, and like once a week he'll come up with these brilliant roasts. So what I had wanted to do is I wanted to read his roast live for everybody. Oh my god, this is long. I did miss your live reading of this. This is really fucking long. This was a good roast, especially after this will take me like a month to fucking read. Especially after he trolled you a week earlier with the roast, right? And you thought it was your roast, but it wasn't your roast. That was beautiful. Alright, so I'm not going to read this because it's too long. However, I did, in anticipation of today, I did ask Moonborn to mock something up for me. I asked him to take the roast and turn it into a Shel Silverstein poem. And the first thing that Moonborn said was, being that he lives in Germany, he said, "Who the fuck is Shel Silverstein?" So I had to explain Shel Silverstein to Moonborn. And I had to send him Shel Silverstein poems, and I had to promise him that Shel Silverstein was an important poet that made amazing poems for kids. And he did mock me up a poem for you based off of your roast. So I'm going to read that instead. Hold on, where is it? There it is. Beautiful, right? So we're going to close this down. right there. Let's actually put that down. There we go. And we're going to read the poem version of The Roast of C Squared by Cosgul. He doesn't hate earning Reva shards. He just doesn't like it at all. And thinks it's terrible. To which I'm sure C Squared would reply, guess what? I have flaws. What are they? Oh, I don't know. I sing in the shower. Sometimes I spend too much time volunteering. He gets help from 9 complete degenerates who helped him stage a coup in his guild in order to seize power and wield it like a drunken sorority girl wields a Cosmo. Which is to say, he throws it everywhere. Calls Janice an ignorant slut, and then pukes down the front of the cute boy, who turns out later to have been an especially tall cactus in the front lawn of the neighboring sorority. The sort of person who would buy a Lego set of a cat and then spend months looking for a matching real cat at an animal shelter, just to pretend that a massive international company like Lego made a set of their cat. So that is Moonborn's interpretation of That is Moonborn's interpretation of a Shel Silverstein poem based on your roast. I think he did a really nice job. I was very, very excited by it. I knew I had to do something special for you. I told you that there would be something special there. I think it's brilliant. For those of you, for whatever reason, still watching and who are not on our Discord, Cosgul does this stuff. Maybe I'll get him to do these for everybody just because they're brilliant. He has a Buy Me a Beer page as well, and he does work for people as well. So please do what you can. He's awesome. He does all of our graphic work. But anyway, we're gonna get into your roster review, right? So let's see. We're gonna close this down. We're gonna pop Discord back up. There's my messages with Moonborn. All right, let's see. Oh, that's my guild's Discord. Let's see. Yeah, well, I know your name. I just don't want to say it on stream because that's not fair to you. Sounds like you need more content, so let's run this bitch again, sunglasses emoji. General Egnards, months ago you served my roster a true and earnest review during the Lightspeed Bundle Wars. Now, I beg you to help me in the struggle of impending Proving Ground tunes. I regret I'm unable to present my account's request to you in person, but my real responsibilities have fallen under the attack of commitments, and I'm afraid my mission to bring you into Fortuna has failed. I appreciate this. I have placed information vital to the survival of your content creation into the script databanks of this Discord channel. .gg will know how to retrieve it. You must see this account safely delivered into the top slot in Fortuna. This is my most desperate hour. Help me, Egnards. You're my only hope. Oh, thank God you actually put real information in here. I'm going to call you Princess Leia from now on. Fleets, first maintain. Levies play nice with us profunities. ABs, RR, MM, GW done. FM. God damn, I can't think right now. I'm getting drunk. FM, CD2, POP, CT2. Sea of the Shadows is the only one. Wait, that's CT1 though, you said, right? That's awesome. That's beautiful. You don't need to go further right now. Current project, Raid Recovery, Essentials, Padme, Marin, GMY, Zeta investing in Deceptibots, Knights Sisters, Padme, I don't know why I thought compartments when it's compatriots, but that's okay. In that order, Gas and Jedi Knight Cal Kestis will be unlocked soonish, but majority focus is mod rework from the top down. I farmed all my favorites. Main goal is to take what I have and optimize it into better functionalities. I don't know what the question you're asking me is. You said, here's my account. This is what I'm doing with it. I think you just wanted me to circle jerk your account and say, oh my god, I'm so proud of you. You have Jabba now. Look, everybody. C Squared has Jabba. He's so awesome. Look at that. Jabba, Jabba, Jabba. I'm in Kyber 3 and I have Jabba. I mean, no. I mean, I give you a lot of shit. I love you. People who come on here... people come on here, they think that I roast people. I generally don't. I give Fortuna a lot of shit, and at C Squared, this already looks to be in much better order than it used to be. Just by process of having Jabba, this is basically in the top 1% of your guild. So I'll give you kudos to that, especially with 90% of your guild leaving you today. But with that said, if anyone is looking for a guild of silly compatriots, there are some slots. They are good guys. I love it. I love them. I give C Squared a ton of shit. I'm on his Discord, and I gotta say, the message you guys sent out today that you did, it was very well written. I pride myself on my guild messages as one of the things that I really take some time to do, and you did a nice job with that. So FM, Places of Power, CT2. Well, you have SLKR, so you can do CT3 pretty handedly, but it takes time, right? It takes that 45 minutes on auto, so maybe it's just not something that you want to do right now because it's such a waste of your time and effort. See what's going on with these guys. With, like, Papa Pelp, Lead, Treya, Neelis. I'd really like to see Malik in there. You're pretty close to being able to do this on 3 stars with CT3. With like Malik. I don't necessarily know if it's worth it. Forest Moon, let's see. Can't really save you in the raid because we don't know what the raid looks like yet. I thought I put... Oh, because you can do 2 categories now. I don't like that. Okay, Forest Moon CT2 is where we're at right now. Let's just see what your viability is on this raid, huh? So you're in a position being in a guild here. The hard thing is being in like a mid-tier guild with a lot of people that are really silly, and I don't mean that in a bad way, is that you have to decide how much investment to put into each thing. Stop would be a really good goal for you, but then you're losing out on so much in terms of signal data right now. And considering that you're in a guild that's not going to be maximizing the raid, it maybe is worth waiting on Stop at least until we know more about it. I do think that your Separatists are going to be one of your raid teams where you are in the game right now. I hate that this does both categories. You bought the bundle here, right? Did you not buy the bundle? No, I don't think you... Oh, no, you did, because you got Luminaro. Your second team... So, the Lightspeed bundles, the Jedi Lightspeed bundles, I think were really cool, and a lot of there's a lot of like back and forth with these. Jar Jar, man, I appreciate it, dude. There's a lot of back and forth with these Lightspeed bundles, and my stance on this is I think they were really a great idea because we're going to have tiers of raid teams, right? Top tier is going to be like your Gungans, that's your featured team. Your S tier, like a little below that, is going to be like your quad mate team. I think that the Luminara Jedi team is going to be on the lower end of tiers, but it's a great entry-level option for the low mid-end and mid-high-end players who maybe don't have all the options, because it's going to get them to where they need to be. So I don't right now think it's worth investing higher in the Jedi team, but I do think that they're going to be a workhorse for you, especially with like a Luminara lead right now. Just because of her dual role with the healer tag, being a leader, being able to get both bonuses for her team, and then I think it is R5 that there's a Galactic Republic bonus. Okay. By next conquest cycle, do you mean next month, or do you mean 4 months from now? Yeah, well, the problem is Quad May is, I don't think, going to put in a lot of work for you in the raid without that. Where's your mall? It might be worth bringing Maul up, which is something I don't think I'd recommend to anyone else, to at least G12, because it's all core gear. But again, we're talking hypotheticals where everything is kind of like wait till Tuesday. Because you're not going to have a Gungan team, you're not going to have a quad mate team, you are going to have a separatist team, you are going to have a limited Jedi team with the Lightspeed bundle, so you're probably going to want to consider that Sith kind of team with Sidious and Maul that's kind of been teased. And I think, what do I have in mind right now as my belief is Newt Gunray, Sidious, and Darth Maul. I don't think it hurts you to get either of them to G12, because there's no Kyrotech investment at all in either of them to that point. I 100% think you're going to be using them. But we don't know if they're going to be good enough to be worth the relic investment. Zavor, we don't know. So here's the thing that people kind of missed, and I missed it too, is that it says level 1 is G12, but if you go to your speeder bike raid, there's a level 0. So level 0 is going to be below G12 as a base score. So it's very likely you'll be able to do it with anything, but I do think for C squared, you're going to have to, because you're going to have a hard time with Pow, and you're going to have a hard time with Master Qui-Gon, and because you don't have some of the newer options, and I mean, I know you don't have Gungans right now. Yes, thank you. I forgot who brought it up. It was Smalls who had brought it up. I pressed the wrong thing. That's kind of what I think, but I think, you talk about tiers of players where it might not be a team that I'm going to use because I have so many options, but it's going to be a team that you're going to use because it's lower cost and lower investment, right? So you look at like your Gungans, and you don't have the same options with your Gungans that I have with my Gungans, right? So that's going to just be something that you're going to need to keep in mind, is that you're going to be looking at some of those lower tier raid teams. On the back burner, man, I understand not wanting to do Leviathan right now, assuming we maybe get some new information. I would at least, if you haven't done it already, at least do the shard farms, start the shard farms for them. Sith Fighter is a Cantina farm. And that's going to stink, so I'd maybe even do just 5 battles of Sith Fighter a day. Just so that you can make some work on Leviathan while we wait for some new news. I'm worried that if you wait, you're going to find out that the next fleet is out of range for you and that you're going to be way behind. So if you start working on some of the smaller important things for Leviathan that aren't going to be as time heavy, that you won't feel like you've wasted time, but you will have a leg up should you choose to go for Leviathan. Yeah, I would maybe just do a couple some ginger. A couple battles a day. That's how I like to deal with Cantina farms, is just a couple of battles a day so that they don't feel so daunting when I actually have to do them. Now I always have to do them. Do you not have a Revan? You have Jedi Knight Revan. Yeah, I mean, you could go... I don't know what's on Fennec's Node. What's on Fennec's Node? You fucking nerds. You guys make memorized notes? Let's see. Fennec. Oh, yeah. For the B class? Yeah. I would just start slowly doing that because it's a really big time crunch, and eventually you're going to want to do that as well. As for Darth Revan, I'm not logging in to Twitch to delete that comment. No, I guess I have to. Do I have people on Twitch that are always here who I can just give moderator to delete these stupid comments in the future? I fucking hate these spammers, a pain in my ass. I would always have a couple ship farms going. Those ship farms are just so important. And they take so long because they don't accelerate, right? So I would start looking into those things. When we talk about, like, let's get into mod view. When we talk about your goals right now, it's really hard to talk about them because, like, literally the raid's coming up in like 3 days, right? So it's kind of tough to say, oh, definitely do this today. When we talk about the raid, I'm saying, hey, maybe wait like 3 days. But Leviathan is something that's going to be good for you no matter what. So I think it is worth starting to do some of the smaller things for it to get yourself ready. Banjuel. Bones, you're a fucking moderator. Come on, man. Help me out. Help me fucking out. I don't want to put you in a holding pattern because you're not at a level where you need to be at a holding pattern. But I think ships are a good way to be... Ships are a good way to advance yourself without committing right now. Because you don't have to commit gear. Right? So I think starting to work towards Leviathan and maybe not putting any of the gear towards it yet is good. Darth Revan is always a good option. But again, I think Sith are going to be an option for you for the raid, something that's going to be important for you specifically for the raid. That lower tier Jedi team, you're probably going to need some Illuminara Zetas. That's going to be a good option for you as well. We'll know more in a couple of days. Belloc and the raid server, they're going to probably put in a ton of work towards this new raid. That's going to help you out as well. Look for the little things right now as you wait, but don't wait too much. I hate when people wait too much. Don't put yourself in a holding pattern that is too large because you have so many things that you could be working on. And I'd rather see you have Leviathan and not the new ship than have just profundity and neither Leviathan or the new ship, right? So C squared, I think you wanted this just so that I could a little bit, but you know, I don't know. Hopefully I help you a little bit, and you know, my messages are always open on Discord to help you more, and our Discord channel is always open to help you more as well in the coming weeks as we get this going. Oh man, we gotta go in here. I think I'm supposed to say you suck or something. I don't know. Is that what you want me to say? Like, fuck you, C squared, or go fuck yourself, C squared, or whatever else. Is that the goal? Is that the plan? Are we good? Can we move on? I think we can. We're going to move on. All right, we're going to go into GAC. I haven't looked at my GAC yet, and I need stuff for... before, I think you asked me something up here too. Okay, so before we go into GAC, just to answer your first question, Loverboys to R9, I'm probably going to do it. I'm really pissed off about this AB, because I did spend 8,000 crystals, about 8,000 crystals to get them to 5 stars for the event, and I did wait. I waited until we confirmed and the event was live. So I'm very mad about it. I'm very annoyed by it. I also spent $2, and $2 is not a lot. I understand that, but it's the principle of the matter that I spent real money, and then an hour later they changed it. And then Meathead put out a message saying that it'll run monthly for the time being, and that does make me nervous that they'll maybe pull it after the raid. Because my guild is probably going to push Naboo a little bit harder than they pushed the speeder bike raid, I probably am still going to take them to R9 for the ROI and also for the raid team. As far as a new capital ship, I think we're going to have a fleet meta shift, but I don't think it's going to be a capital ship. We have the raid, we have Jar Jar, he's still only 3 months old. We have GL Tano coming out, and that's at least 3, 2, 4, 6, that's at least 8 weeks away before it's out. I don't think they're going to give us a new capital ship. I do think we're going to have a meta change, a meta shift. So my thought is like a MILF event, a Millennium Falcon event. I don't know when they're going to slate that in. I don't know when they're going to push that in. There's just so many variables right now, and they keep doing things in weird ways and trying to change it up and trick us and throw us off and take us for a loop. So I do expect a change is really the best answer that I can give. And once this battle goes through, we'll take a look at what my GAC looks like. I don't think it's gonna be Red 5. I honestly don't. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't think we're getting Red 5. If anything, I think we're going to get an Executor lifter. So maybe Dengar ship. It'll be weird for it to be a journey, but they've done weirder things. Some people have said Luthen ship. We've never gotten a character and then their ship immediately after. And it being important, so I don't think that that's gonna happen. The MILF event. I'm gonna hold you to that, C squared. If you fly me out, I will be a groomsman here. By the way, Moonborn had me do a cameo for his wife. It's his wife's birthday today. It's not his wife's birthday anymore because it's, I think, 1 in the morning for them. I did a 4-minute video. It's a private video on YouTube. You have to ask him to send it to you if you want it because it's private. So I did a 4-minute video for her, and she loved it. So I do other stuff too, just for fun. Things that make me laugh, like the Fortuna video I did for you guys. All right, let's see what GAC looks like. I'm probably not gonna full clear. You know, as a turtle, I don't have a lot of options. Yeah, it took 8 years for them to do that, and I did make a whole post about the 2 characters from the same screen portrayal. So, you know, we never know. They change up their patterns all the time. So I have 7 GL on defense right now. I just, in 5s, I keep C. I'm probably not going to go top at all because that JMK, I don't have a way to beat that reliably, right? Especially with the Padme Cron, you know, again, being a turtle, my options are more limited. The bottom seems a little bit more feasible for me. I've never faced this Cron, so I don't necessarily know. That doesn't seem that bad. That doesn't seem terrible. Kellerman Beck Cron is awful. I hate facing it. I don't even remember what to do with it. See, I could just use C here. So if I use C there, and then... So Bane usually wins this battle, but every once in a while Bane will not win. This is all health mods, though. And I feel like... Jar Jar has a lesser chance of winning just from getting... Depends on some things. 11,000 damage with just health mods. Wow. Alright, what do we think, guys? I could do Bane here with his Cron, or I can do Jar Jar. I'm thinking Jar Jar is the way to go. No, I'm thinking Bane is the way to go here to just knock it out. What do we think? Help little old me. Wow, you guys are rude. Yeah. Thank you, Jar Jar. This is why I like you. And because you're also a fan of Jar Jar. Let's do it. Where is my assassin? When I'm gone. When I'm gone. I had a really unlucky battle on this a few days ago where it just timed in such a way that it was awful, and I lost, and it made me rage a little bit. Just a little, though, like this right now. Like that. Like, what the fuck is that? I hate this. I fucking hate this. Oh my god. Pain in my ass. This is why I turtle, guys. So that when stupid shit like that happens, I just go, whatever. It's not that big a fucking deal. Fuck. Oh well. This is a big ouch time. It's just one of those things where they just got timed in a way that it's fine. I find that what happens is that when I fuck up my GAC, my opponent usually also fucks up their GAC. So it's not really that big a deal. I also have Kenobi sinuses. I need to find something stronger. Yeah, on auto, right? Huh? Oh, I forgot all about that. Oh, fuck. Oh, I won. Whew. Let's see. What do we use against... who's fought the Spy Omicron? Is there anything like low budget I can use against that? Yeah, I've had Jar Jar. I've had battles like that where I go in and I knew I should have won the battle, and just something stupid happens and I lose. I've learned not to bet on matches because I will lose that match every single time. Where are my imp troopers? Let's try it. Let's see. I want to... I'm just going to use him as a just in case. Alright, this looks easy. That is a big ouch for them. I guess I have to use Jar Jar now. That sucks. I really wanted to save these guys. I do love playing as them, though. Yesterday, during GAC, I got a delete with my Jar Jar, by the way, which was super awesome. There is no cinematic that plays, sadly, but it was against an R9 Leia team with an R9 Baze Malgus, whatever the fuck his name is. And in the opening move with Jar Jar, he just was deleted off of the screen, and it was beautiful. Okay, I really need to delete some of you guys. There we go, you're down. There we go. Well, I don't even need to tell. I just need to watch an R9 tank go from 100% health in the first hit to being completely off of the board. That was my giveaway, was knowing that it happened. I was like, oh, he's dead in one shot? That's beautiful. Alright, we got Kelleran back up. What do we do? Where do we go with this? With Kelleran Beck Kron, I could use Bo-Katan, but then I risk a Lord Vader on the back wall. I have gas. I could use gas. Gas seems to be... I don't know. I'm looking at .gg. I don't know if... Night Sisters is a low win rate, though. Though... If I could do this with Night Sisters, it'd be really fucking great. The average banners with Night Sisters is 40, so that implies it's a second win. Or a second battle. I'm going to use gas. They seem to be like the lowest tier team that maybe has a chance. Hopefully. Star Killer, it said, had a chance. That's something, that was an option I could have used. I feel like Star Killer is a higher tier team in terms of options that it gives me for other things, so I didn't really want to use it if I didn't have to. Oh, fuck. Let's get rid of you. Nothing else, it'll be an easy cleanup. But I think I got this. Yeah, Gas has got this. Beautiful. Let's see it's hiding in the back. Hopefully nothing good, and then we can maybe pick at the top wall. See, here's the problem. We have a Leia here on the back wall, and I would have been able to kill this fucking Leia with my Jar Jar. This would have been so easy with Jar Jar. Hate that. I hate that so much. Yeah, I'm not worried about gas. I really try to do at least as a turtle. I try to at least take out 2 walls, and because I lost that one battle, I'm gonna have to only take out 1 wall, which I'm not happy about. I only ever have 1 account to do GAC with because I hate GAC. It's like the worst. I don't know if you guys know, I got banned from the event server for a day because I was making jokes during the puzzle on Friday night. I was a little drunk. We had gotten back to our cabin. I made some silly jokes. I believe personally that if you are going to have a puzzle channel and a not serious puzzle channel, and a serious puzzle channel, that you should expect people to make jokes. Personally, that's my feeling on that matter. You know, Bones, they had a serious channel and a regular channel, and I only made jokes in the regular channel. I thought they were funny. Sig did not think they were funny. He may also just be mad at me because I shut him down on Discord in a discussion we had recently, and he maybe wasn't happy about that. This is handmaiden bullshit. You know, C Squared, I probably listened to you like a dumb, not realizing that Quadme was in this team, and now I'm gonna get fucked, man. Yeah, now I'm fucked, dude. So thanks for that. On offense, can a Ray team beat Treya? I don't see why not. We're just gonna... I guess we're just gonna use Starkiller. Because on offense, you can choose how you're doing things. Alright, we're gonna just see what happens here. I mean, your most important character to go after is Nihilus. If you can take out Nihilus, you're pretty good. Because that's where a lot of that damage is going to come from, other than the assists. But you're not going to have to worry about assists. Ooh. Wait, really? What? Hey, Stero, how's it going? We're having some great time with the roster reviews before, man, but I made a mistake. I listened to C Squared, which is kind of dumb of me. That's really my fault. I should know I should know better than to listen to C Squared when it comes to things that involve strategy in this game. And I didn't listen to my own advice. My God. No, I was only banned for a day, Jar Jar. I wasn't banned a long time. C Squared told me to use CLS against Gas, and I didn't pay attention to the fact that Quadme was in the Gas team, which made it a lot harder than a normal Gas team. And my Bane got fucked against Ray, which really screwed up my ability to take on a second wall. Because that meant I had to use Jar Jar. And now I can't take out his Leia. But it's okay, it's my fault. We're not gonna rage. We're not gonna ginger Jesus this. That's not how we act here. We are adult. Oh my god. Oh shit. I used the. Oh, it doesn't matter. I can't. Yeah. She definitely has, and I might take her up a little sooner than I thought I was going to. I can't res. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's our new. That's our new verb for. Oh shit. For raging. Shit. So I got a Leia left. I don't fucking think I have anything I can do against this Leia. Not with what I have left. Yeah, all of the non-GL counters are Bane. I have Stop, but I don't have the Stop Omicron, which is a shame. Riva is on offense, or on defense rather. If only like Bo-Katan could do it. We're just gonna have to go for points. Stero, you know. You should know this already. I am a turtle. I turtle things. All of my GLs are on defense. That's how Egnards does things. You guys are talking about this from the perspective of somebody who plays GAC and plays it well. I am a lowest common denominator player who puts zero effort into my GAC. And this counter, it depends. Sometimes Treya will get deleted right away. And if she doesn't get deleted right away, usually it'll work. Gross. I put LV with the Ninth Sister Cron because that's the only one that I had. I put SOKR with the SOKR Cron because that's also the only SOKR Cron I had. The only first order cron that I had. I did not get great cron rolls this time around. As for using Maul, I just use him as a junk Sith. No, people do not use Maul, like, at all. What do we think about Solo Sidious here? I've been finding in the last like 3 weeks I've had nothing to use Sidious against. Hey, Mary J, man, how's everything been going, dude? I was thinking about you earlier today when we were driving home. Hopefully, you know, a little bit more upswing. Yeah, let's do it. Well, that's better than... It's neutral, I guess. Yeah, we just got back from a long weekend vacation in Maine, and it downpoured the entire ride home, so we almost died like 8 times. But other than that, let's see. So Amalgus team left. I have a JMK team left. I just... Let's see. Being a turtle is not... Sometimes it's hard fucking work. I don't think that I'm gonna have anything that's gonna really do me any good here. Like, at all. I full cleared a few times last month. I really try to get at least 2 walls each time, but that Ray battle was very unfortunate. I'm not happy about it. But it's okay, because I'm in the middle of K2, so in the event that I lose, you know, what's the worst that happens, right? Like, next week I get a better matchup. These are all low. Bo-Katan, well... You know what? I'm going to hold this for now and see what my opponent does. Because I need to see if I need to risk going up. There's really no way I can beat this Leia. There's really no way that I can beat JMK. I do have some options for Malgus, but I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna see what happens with that. I'm gonna run this last battle on auto so that I can go do other things. Guys, I do appreciate you hanging out with me on this Sunday night. We'll see what happens with the raid. My raid ends tomorrow night, so I'm not going to be able to raid for a few days until a few days after everything is done. Thursday is the 4th of July for us Americans, so I do have a couple of more roster reviews that are in my pipeline. Maybe we'll do those Thursday morning when we know more about the raid. I'm at, I think, 989 people on YouTube, fuckers. Let's get me to 1,000 so that I can get some of this. You guys have to watch ads anyway. YouTube makes you watch ads because they're shit. So, like, at least let some of that go to me instead of them. So tell your friends. And I will hopefully see you guys Thursday and Sunday morning. And if you're not already on our Discord, it is always in our Twitch. It is always in my YouTube. We've got some great creators there. Stero, who's here now, we did a nice little chat on Tales a month and a half ago. We got a bunch of guys. Bones is over there. I love fucking around with Bones. So do what you got to do, and we got some great resources there. Yeah, Slant, I'm going to be relying on you guys a little bit because our raid's not going to launch until I think Thursday or Friday, which is good because I get to coast on everybody. Have an awesome night. Peace out, and I'll see you in a couple of days.